Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of our Hardcore Minecraft Let's Play series. Today I am experimenting with a new-ish style of video where we are just going straight into the time-lapse right in the beginning. Then afterwards you can stay to see the tour and I'll talk a little bit more about the build. I'll also be throwing on some shaders so you can all see our build in all of its glory. If you all prefer this style or would prefer me to do more live building and less time-lapses, be sure to let me know. Anyway, that's it for me. This is just supposed to be some nice music with our building coming together, not me talking. I'll be quiet now, and you all can enjoy the rest of the time-lapse. There we have it. We've got our little tavern / inn completely finished. We've got the pathway coming up around here and straight up in here. Unfortunately, I could not get the trees and terraforming done around here because I had to spend so much time just waiting for my nether wart to grow so I can get all of these red nether bricks. So unfortunately, we couldn't do the terraforming in this episode, but we will get it done in the next episode immediately. I will get it done. And as a bonus, I think we'll also get this little island done too, which I've changed my mind. I'm actually going to turn this into a little wheat field with a couple of custom trees as well. We might also add a few other crops, but mainly just a wheat field. But if we go ahead into here, we have got a interior on the first floor only currently. It's very dark and moody, which is what I wanted. I only used candles for the lighting, but we got a bunch of seating all around the place, a little bit of greenery over there. I might add some more details inside. If anybody has any suggestions for any interior details, that would be super useful. I'm not very good at the little details. Mainly it's just because I forget what blocks exist to use for details like that. Anyway, if we come over here, this will be where our butcher villagers are going to be kept. These three will be the only ones who technically can't go anywhere. Kind of not really. I didn't really mean to do that. It's just the way I designed this area. They can't actually get out. Maybe I'll leave one of these open for them to get out. I actually still don't know if they will be able to get out of there anyway. But we got 3 smokers, a little mini kitchen here. Very, very small and compact. And then we got a bunch more seating over on this side. And then I also didn't really know what to put in the middle here. I didn't want to put a bunch of seating here Actually, I might add some bar stools here, actually. We can add that in later. But if we come right up here, up to the second floor, we've got nothing. And we also have a third floor up there as well with a whole lot of nothing. We got a little basic chandelier with a bunch of candles, which are providing majority of the light to that center room. Otherwise, it would have been too dark and mobs would have started spawning in here, which we most certainly did not want that. Now, up here is going to be the living quarters. I'm going to turn these into a bunch of rooms. And then we are going to have another floor up there, which is where we are going to move our villager breeder. I want to move it out from under there, up into there. That way I can also go ahead and terraform this entire hill freely and not have to worry about moving my villagers out later on. Instead, we'll just smash a hole through the roof. That's fine. I also want to actually keep a lot of villagers actually in this tavern, just because I want it to feel full and alive. So having the breeder in there and just like offloading a bunch of villagers later on will be super nice. But I am really happy with how this turned out. I think this is the biggest single building in this world. Actually, no, my Prismarine farm I think is slightly bigger. But it's the biggest building over here. Let's go ahead, let's get an aerial shot real quick. But yeah, it is gigantic, but I think an inn should be somewhat around the side. We also got 3 chimneys up on the roof. I also intend on adding in like a nice little fireplace somewhere in here. I'm not really sure where. Probably up here somewhere. Probably in this back area here. Actually, what I might do is I might put like the staircase up to the next floor, which will be kind of difficult. I'll figure it out, and then maybe we'll have a chimney going up the middle. I don't know, but I am very happy with how this turned out. As I said in the beginning, this is how these videos are more or less going to go. They're just going to mainly just be a time lapse, and then at the end I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys around just in first person. You can go ahead and see what it all looks like. There's not really a whole much going on beforehand. It's literally just me just farming up lots and lots of materials. Like the nether wart, like I had to sit here for like almost 12 hours just letting the nether wart grow. I even went and added in another patch out here. It was like 2 stacks of soul sand to get as much as I possibly could as quickly as possible. It still was just way too slow. So I'm going to take a break from using red nether brick for a while so I can get as much nether wart as possible for the next time I want to use it, because it is one of my favorite blocks. Got a bunch of bushes surrounding it, so it kind of fits into the landscape a little bit better, but we will be adding in a couple of trees to sort of hide it on the side, although it's going to be kind of difficult. It's very sharp cliff edge. I might have to maybe pull it out a little bit, change it. I think that indent might have to go. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'll have to do some terraforming to get a proper platform for the trees, because I do want trees here. I want some trees. I do want some trees here as like a bit of a natural barrier from the city. I don't want to add walls. I think that'll just kind of set it off really. But it's really nice seeing this come into view as we come in through the tunnel into the city. Say city or village? Just say village. It's kind of small. But there we go. I didn't grab any green dye. I'll be back in 1 second. Actually, wait a minute. I have green dye over here now. Let's see how our cactus farm has been doing. Almost 2 stacks. Not bad. The entire time it's been going, so that's pretty good. Let's go use our super smelter real quick. As you can see, I also went ahead and added in a chest down here for all of our lava storage there. Which, this also does not seem to be working. When I add in the lava into the fuel, it just gets overloaded in the hoppers, and the lava only ends up in like these furnaces. It doesn't end up in any of the other ones. And I also have to manually load this one with just anything. The fuel doesn't end up in it no matter what, and neither does the stuff I'm trying to burn. So if anybody has any idea why it's doing that, please let me know. I don't know why it's taking priority over these 5 furnaces and not the rest of them. It makes no sense to me, but I don't know. Maybe somebody else can explain. Maybe it's just because I'm using lava buckets. I should technically be using coal. I don't know. So that is another thing done. We've got our inn done. That just leaves 5, technically, a lot more things done. We have 4 main things done, and then we got the dock/fish market, which is going to be a lot of buildings, but it will probably all be done under one video, just because it'll be a lot of really small buildings just all put together. Now, despite the potential of blowing up my PC or making this look horrible, I'm going to turn on some shaders so we can go ahead and look at this. I'm going to wait for the... Actually, you know what? Let's just do it now. Alright, hopefully this isn't going to blow up, and hopefully the frame rate is alright for you guys, but let's go ahead, let's go in here. I want to see how it looks properly. Oh my god, is it dark. This is really dark in here now, okay. Oh, that looks... Oh, I love it. Oh my god, the rays coming in as the sun comes down. It's beautiful. See the other shader? There you go. It's a lot more subtle, a little bit brighter. But still with that super... Actually, this one's a lot nicer. It doesn't give the rays, but it does add a little bit more light. So I can actually see what's going on. Once again, hopefully you all can actually see this, and it's not stuttering and freezing all over the place. Turn on shaders more often at the end. Yeah, this is amazing. I like this a lot. Look at that beautiful sunset. And back to vanilla. I gotta do this outro in regular shaders, just in case that was all messed up. Another thing we'll also have to do is we'll also have to add in some lanterns leading up here, because this entire section is not mob safe, and neither are the sides. Like the corners are safe because I got lanterns up there, but all of right here is not. I'll have to come up with something. Maybe I'll add some. Actually, I could probably just add some lanterns here and there. Actually, I think I have some spare lanterns actually. Yep, I do. Perfect. Add one there. Add one there. Add one right there, and I'll have to get two more, but we can do that later on. That's fine. That is gonna do it for this episode here. If you all did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as I would greatly appreciate it. If you like this new-ish style where it's just a time-lapse and then just the tour afterwards, please be sure to let me know. If you would prefer like more talking and more just live building, I could go ahead, I could bring you guys in for like the interiors, as Replay Mod doesn't really do interiors the best. It can work, especially with some like this where it's kind of big, but some of the smaller ones it may not work, so doing a in-person live building might be better. So please be sure to let me know if you do like this new version, or if you would just like more live building from me instead. That is it though. I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!